My name is Washington. This paper is on uplink module asynchronous wireless networks. And this is a joint work with Shangli from University of Louisville and starting. The modules of MIMO is wireless technology. It's using wireless systems, cellular system, and the Wi-Fi system. And the figure shows the uplink module of MIMO multiple stations user device send the data to the access point simultaneously on the same frequency. And the right figure shows the downlink module of MIMO. The access point send the data to multiple users at the same time. And in Wi-Fi networks, the number of antennas on Wi-Fi router is increasing. Is continuously increasing, and the number of antennas user device remain limited. So the modules of MIMO is a key technology to improve the throughput of Wi-Fi network. If we look at the modules of MIMO in L2.11 standard, you can see L2.11 AC is the first standard to introduce the downlink modules of MIMO. But uplink modules of MIMO is not supported by L2.11 standard. Actually, uplink modules of MIMO was intensively discussed in L2.11 AC standard, but it was not supported. So if you go to the market, look at the Wi-Fi devices, and they say support modules of MIMO, only support downlink modules of MIMO. It does not support uplink modules. So what's the challenge in uplink modules of MIMO in Wi-Fi network? Let's look at one example. There's an access point and two stations. The stations are user devices. And the station has one antenna and the access point has two antennas. So because these two stations use independent clock source, so even if we set the frequency the same, like 2.4 gigahertz, because like the clock source is independent. If there's a frequency offset for the carrier frequency, F1, F2 will be slightly different from the access point of frequency. So there's a frequency offset, and this two frequency offset will be different. And also because of the propagation delay, and because of the different propagation distance, and the propagation delay will be different. And also because the timing alignment of these two stations. So the receiver signal at the access point will be misaligned in the time domain and also misaligned in the frequency domain. So this two misalignment in the frequency and in the time domain make it difficult for the access point to decode the signal. So that's the challenge for uplink modules of MIMO in a distributed network. So to address this challenge, there are two approaches. Approach one, we can develop dedicated synchronization protocol to synchronize the user devices. And for the cellular network, we use this approach. They have the dedicated protocol, time advancement to synchronize the cell phones. And because the cellular network is a centralized network, so it can be done. And the L2.11ax, which is the next generation Wi-Fi, is a similar idea. They have the dedicated protocols to synchronize the user device. And also the CP, they increase the length of the CP from 0.4 microsecond to 0.8 microsecond. So that's the overhead. So this poses out two issues. First, maintaining the synchronization among the user device is expensive. It's caused the protocol complexity. It's caused the communication overhead. The second issue is that such a synchronization protocol may not be affordable in some wireless networks, like vehicle-to-vehicle communication. The network topology is so dynamic, so it's very, very expensive. Or if it's possible, to maintain the synchronization. The second approach is that we design a new ForkPHY solution for the AP to decode the signal, to decode the asynchronous signal, and this approach will be reduce the protocol overhead and communication overhead. And this is the approach we consider in this paper. So in this paper, we have two goals. First, we design a practical uplink module solution for the asynchronous wireless networks. And we evaluated such a solution using real-world implementation. And the key component of this solution is a new ForkPHY design for the access point. So here's our formulation. We consider distributed network. It's our AP, multiple antennas. It's our the station, which have one antenna. It can support multiple antennas. Let's assume it's only have one antenna for each station. And this is the protocol. This is our uplink module protocol. And this protocol has three phases. Phase 1, the AP broadcasts a trigger frame to the stations. Phase 2, once the station receives the trigger frame, it sends the data to the access point. Because they use the independent clock, so the signal frame will not be aligned in the time domain, in the frequency domain. And the phase 3, the access point broadcasts the ACK frame. So the basic idea of our approach is we decode the signal at the access point at the AP. We decode the signal frame from each station separately. So this is a key difference from the MMSD decoder or zero forcing decoder. They decode the signal jointly, but here we decode the signal separately. So when we decode the signal from one station, we treat the signal from other station as interference. So it sounds like it will lead to a suboptimal solution because we don't take advantage of the knowledge of the interference because we do know some knowledge of the interference. But here we just treat it as like unknown interference. And we will show actually it will lead to the optimal solution. It's not suboptimal. So based on this idea, and here is our mathematical model. Y is the received signal at the access point. And it's a vector because it has multiple antennas, so Y is a vector. HI is the channel, SI is the signal from the station I, and so this is the signal. Plus, and the summation is the interference. HK is the channel between AP and the station K, and so this is the interference. W is the noise. So it's pretty straightforward. And here is our detection scheme. And our detection scheme has two steps. First, at the AP, to decode the signal from station I, we design a special filter. And the PI is our filter. And the filter is a vector. The dimension of the vector is the number of antennas at the AP. So we design this filter like this. So when we design this filter, PI, we only use two signals. One is the Y delta. That's the receiver signal on the AP. This is the receiver signal. And the SI is the reference signal. It's a reference signal at the station I. So that's it. We only use two signals to design this filter. And after we design this filter, we use this linear operation to estimate the signal. So the PI is the filter, this H is the conjugate transport. So this is our detection scheme for the AP. So that's pretty straightforward. So let's look at some property of this detection scheme. So we have some nice properties. First, this estimation, this detection scheme does not require channel estimation. So if you think about like zero forcing or MMC decoder, like wireless communication, not necessarily with the module or MIMO, you look at whatever communication textbook, it's always say the first step is estimate channel with the reference signal to estimate channel. And after we get the channel, we use the channel to decode the signal to equalize the channel to estimate the signal. But here, our detection scheme does not need channel estimation. So that's one key property. And the second property is have low complexity, computation complexity. So our scheme, so I mean the top is our scheme. So it require matrix inverse operation. Is how the matrix multiplication operation. So it's the operation is the same as zero forcing. So it's how the similar complexity. So that's two nice properties for the detection scheme. So another question to ask is what about performance? How is the performance of this scheme? So for the performance, we use a reference. We consider MMSE. So we consider two networks. So the first network, actually the same network. The first network is asynchronous network. The stations are independent of each other. There's no synchronization. The second network is the synchronous network. We assume the stations are perfectly synchronized. So for the first network, we use our detection scheme. For the second network, we use the MMSE detection scheme. And we count this result. If the reference signal are sufficient, then our detection scheme in asynchronous network is the same as the performance of MMSE in synchronous network. So which means in the multi-user MIMO, without the synchronization, there's no performance loss. And here, we have a condition. The condition is the reference signal is sufficient. Is sufficient. Then we consider how many reference signals are considered sufficient. So then we study the convergence speed of the special filter over the number of reference signals. So we consider a simple example, two user case. For this one, we have this is from simulation result. So the x-axis is the number of reference signal. The y-axis is the filter coefficient, and it's the real part and the imaginary part. So we can see like when the SNR is 0 dB, both reference signal is almost sufficient. And for the SNR is 10 dB case, 10 reference signal is almost sufficient. And for the SNR is 20 dB, so 4 reference signal is sufficient. And this is for 2 user case, and we also study 3 user case. And we do the same study. X-axis is number of reference signal, y-axis is the real part, the imaginary part of the filter. And we can see SNR equal to 0 dB case is both reference signal is pretty much enough. And SNR is 10 dB case, a reference signal is pretty much enough. And when the SNR equal to 20 dB for reference signal is enough. So like based on the simulation result, we say for the design of the spatial filter, probably like both reference signal is pretty much enough. So how can we implement the in AO2.11 network? So we take so this is the frame structure of the AO2.11 frame structure, and here like the legacy AO2.11 frame is the most efficient frame, so we consider legacy part. And here we can, let's say we want to design subcarrier K as a special filter. We want to decode the signal for subcarrier K. Then we use this filter, we design this filter. And here we only have 4 reference signals in the short training field, 2 OFDM symbols. In the long training field, 2 OFDM symbols, so 4 reference signals. This is not enough, right? And here, how can we solve this problem? We not just use the reference signal or subcarrier K. We also use the reference signal of the neighboring subcarriers. I mean, the rationale behind this operation is that, in the indoor environment, the channel of the neighboring subcarrier are pretty similar to each other. So the special filter will be similar to each other. So we can use the reference signal not just on that subcarrier. We can also use the reference signal on the neighboring subcarriers, right? So another thing I want to point out is that here the long training field for FM symbols is designed for channel estimation in the Wi-Fi network. Here we not just use the LTF, we also use the STF. That does not matter as long as we know what the signal on this subcarrier. Even if it's 0, that's okay. 0, we have noise, we can cancel the noise, use it. Okay, so this is the implementation, use one neighboring subcarriers, we have both reference signal, so that's pretty much can achieve the convergency value. So another challenge in the design of the uplink multi-user MIMO in asynchronous network is the synchronization. So in Wi-Fi network, the traffic is bursty, so you have the one frame, and the one frame that's not continuous. So before do the signal detection at the AP, we need to do two things. First, we need to detect signal frame. We typically use coordination, either auto correlation or cross correlation to do the signal detection. And another thing is estimate the frequency offset and compensate for the frequency offset. So, but the challenge here is that these two tasks have to be done in the presence of inter-user interference, because the signal frame is not aligned with each other, so that's the interference. How can you detect the frame, and how can you estimate frequency offset in the face of the inter-user interference? So to solve this problem, we designed a new file for the AP. So this is our design. So we can see this big block is baseband signal processing in the digital domain. And so they have n is the number of the stations, have n identical paths. For each path, we have two key components. One is the signal detection. Signal detection, we use a special filter. And this is the filter we talked about before. And we also use the interference or deviation filter, which is in the time domain to alleviate the interference and to improve the performance of signal frame detection and frequency offset estimation. And so that's the structure of our file design. And we can see when we design the filter, we take advantage of the frequency domain filter, and we use the register buffer to store the previous data and to design this higher filter. So that's the structure of our file design. So the rest will focus on the implementation and the evaluation and give a demo. So we implemented this solution on a wireless testbed. We use phone radio and the USRP devices, and we implemented the AP we implemented a new file design on our computer, and this is our testbed, and this is the logic schematic for the setup. We also implemented 4 independent stations. And this 4 independent stations run AO2.11.5, and we use the bandwidth 10 MHz, and we use the legacy AO2.11 frame format. And we consider 3 cases. One is 2 user case, 3 user case, and 4 user case. And for the 2 user case, the AP have 2 attenders. For the 3 user case, the AP have 3 attenders. For the 4 user case, the AP have 4 attenders. And we use the single user case as the performance benchmark. For the single user case, the AP have a single attender. And we use the EVM error vector magnitude as the performance matrix. And this is our experimental setup. So the AP is placed at the point, that the red point, and we place the user at 10 different locations. Like this is one location, this is one location, this is one location. And let's first look at the case study. And we consider two user case Uplink without the synchronization. So in our case, the user is not synchronous. There's no protocol for the synchronization. And for this case, the AP decodes the signal from these two stations. Okay. And this is the constellation of the decoded signal. So this one is the decoded signal from station 1. That one is the decoded signal from the station from 0 and from 1. And look at the constellation. For this one, the EVM is negative 23 dB. For that one, the EVM is negative 20 dB. And we can see the performance is too much. Keep in mind, these two stations are not synchronized. And for the performance benchmark, we decode the signal. It's only one user, and we can decode the signal from the station 0. This constellation, and the EVM is negative 27 dB, and for that one is negative 24 dB. So we can see like compared to the performance benchmark, there is about like a 4 dB or 3 dB EVM performance degradation. And we then studied what about the stations use different transmitter power, and here we show the result. So the x-axis is the station's transmitter power, the y-axis is the EVM, and the red line is the performance of benchmark single user case, and the black line is the result in the two-user multi-user MIMO. So we can see like the performance gap is about like almost constant. It's about like 3 dB or 4 dB degradation. And then we put the result. We look at the result for the 10 different locations. And again, we use the single user case as the performance benchmark. And here is our performance result. So the x-axis is the scenario index, 10 locations, so it's 10 scenarios. The y-axis is the EVM. And we can see like in all the cases, the EVM is less than negative 10 dB. And the average, from the user perspective, the average performance degradation, EVM degradation is about like 0.6 dB compared to the single user case. Then we studied the 3 user case. The 3 user case, again, we use that as a performance benchmark for in the 10 different locations. And we can see like this is the performance comparison. The solid line, this is the solid bar, this is the performance of the single user case. The shadow line is the performance of in the 3 user Uplink case. So we can see like the performance degradation are negative 4.2 dB EVM degradation. We also studied like 4 user case, and when we do the same thing, and we compared the EVM performance, and the EVM degradation is about like 4 dB. So this means like in 2 user, 3 user, and 4 user case, and our scheme works. Okay, so to show our solution indeed work in the real system in real time, and we have a demo. And here, this is our demo setup, 2 users, and here is a video. Okay, so this is the station 0, this is station 1, and the station here we send a video. We send a video through this AP output antennas. So each station sends the video if traffic to the AP. and there's no synchronization between these two stations. So let's look at this video. So if you can look at that like the AP, you can see the AP can receive the traffic in real time, and this smoothly, which means our frame detection, frequency offset estimation, as well as the signal detection, it works in the real time. And we only use a laptop, so the complexity, the computation complexity will not be a problem. So this is the show the receive the traffic. And if you can look at the constellation is pretty good. Okay. So since the time constraints, let me move on. So our solution has many other applications, like in the vehicle-to-vehicle network. It's very expensive to maintain the synchronization among the vehicles. So we can use this solution. Multiple vehicles can broadcast information to other vehicles. The other vehicle can use this solution to decode those information. And also for the vehicle to roadside infrastructure communication, we can also use this solution in this case. Okay, let me summarize this presentation. We developed Uplink MU-MIMO solution for asynchronous wireless networks and two takeaway notes. First, synchronization is not necessary for Uplink MU-MIMO. Second, channel estimation may not be necessary for signal detection. And actually, the second one, our other applications, like in the serial network, problem is payload contamination. And if you use this solution, probably payload contamination will not be a problem.